And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Starting in October, tens of millions of borrowers out there will be required to pay their monthly federal student loan bills for the first time since March of 2020. The pain is real. The pandemic-related pause on both payments and interest accumulation was set to end later this summer, though the exact date was unclear at that point. A law passed earlier this month to address the debt ceiling included a measure pushed by Republicans to prevent the pause from being extended for the 9th time. Let's bring in certified public accountant and our money expert, Ed Gardner. Reality time, Ed, reality time. So many people saw a pause on their federal student loans, but now it's back to business, right?
Right. Effectively, June 30th, 60 days later, September 1st, what's going to happen is loans are going to start, so interest is going to start accruing, and you have until the beginning of October to make your first payment. And what's interesting, Isaiah, they've done some studies. 8% of the students that have student loans are behind in their payment on other debt.
So it's going to be a real push to get it caught up.
That's right. And another thing that we have to worry about, of course, there were a lot of lawsuits before with Biden wanting on forgiving the student loans. And he wanted to have $10,000 on a loan or $20,000 on a Pell Grant. There were a lot of lawsuits. And then a district court judge in Texas, Mark Pittman, said that it was null and void. They appealed it, and it went to the Supreme Court earlier this year, the end of February, and we're waiting to hear back on that provision about the student loans.
Now, when we said in Texas it was null and void, meaning these lawsuits to stop it, to block, or to get rid of 10 to 20,000, that was null and void.
Yes.
So now we're waiting on the Supreme Court to rule.
Right, and the Supreme Court pretty well has gone on party line.
Yeah, so that means they won't likely rule in favor of forgiving those loans.
That's right. So we have to wait and see what's going to happen there. But another problem that's going to happen with these loans is Navient and other service providers don't want to work with the government anymore. So now they're going to have new people, so that when people start making payment, who do I make the payment to?
Right.
And they haven't released that yet. Supposedly they're supposed to get an email or some type of correspondence, but that's going to delay people even making the first payment if they don't notify them right away.
Would you advise people to start socking their money away right now, saying whether you think something will happen, whether this Supreme Court ruling will make a difference, or Biden will come into place with an executive order, a new law, I would prepare for the worst now?
Right. I would recommend to anyone that has a student loan that they need to look at how they're spending their money now, what they can cut back on to make those payments. Because if they don't make those payments, it's going to affect their credit rating, which will cause them to incur more interest on any type of loan they have, a car, a house, whatever.
Wow, wow. Any other advice for those who are stuck in this boat? And many people have become, as they say, accustomed to living without the student loan payment. They may have had other bills to replace it. They may have went out and bought a new car, bought a house, saying, look, I have this extra money. What advice would you have for those people?
Well, don't plan on the $10,000 or $20,000 forgiveness of the debt. Now, I will say that Biden has come wanting to make some other provisions that haven't come out yet, and of course this isn't law yet, to where they don't have to pay more than 5% of their discretionary income. And he's also talking on another tentative provision that he wants to pass, that if they make their loan payments for 10 years and they owe less than $12,000, that will be forgiven. But that's not law yet, and so we can't count on all that.
We have to just wait and see. Ed, good to see you tonight.